Out of the blue is a term we use for the games of the combinations of Alexander Alekhine, the fourth world champion, and there's a specific reason for this. There are multiple types of there are types, and when we consider attacking players, there are various types of them. For example, Fischer used to attack in a very different style as compared to Tal, although both were attacking players. Now, Tal used to attack very differently from Alexander Alekhine. So there was something distinct about their style. For example, Alexander's game were full of shocking, brilliant sacrifices. And how were they different from Tal's game? Well, the shocking element, the sacrifice would just appear from nowhere, and that was the brilliancy. That was the brilliant element in his compositions, which also was present in the game of Tal. But if you look at the games of Tal, actually his sacrifices are kind of predictable in a way, because okay, there's a sacrifice, there might be a sacrifice on e6, f7, a6, something like that. But when it comes to the games of Alexander, the shock element is huge. It's always out of the blue. So white to play. This was a simultaneous game played in 1913, and Alexander was playing white pieces, and here he played the move. If you want, you can pause the video. It's definitely worth noting. The move is quite brilliant. Here we play the move queen to h5. There are several candidate moves, but this is the absolute best. In fact, it wins by force. Okay, after this check, he has only two options. He can push the pawn, in which case queen takes on g6 is a nice checkmate using the bishop and the queen um, over there. So that's a well-known mating pattern. What happens if he captures with the only other option left, that's knight takes h5. Now we play, there's a king hunt now. F into e6, double check. Okay, you can see the pawn is giving a check, the rook is giving a check, and this forces him to go to the g6 square. And from here, okay, what is he planning? He wants to go h7, king h8, and well, he wants to he'll be safe over there if that is allowed, and that's why you have to stop that with the move bishop to c2. It's a very common idea to cut off the enemy's escape square before you checkmate them. King g5, only move, forced. Now we play the move rook f5, dragging the king forward. It's like a magnet dragging it forward. Well, you can also go back, but let me show you what happens if. Okay, let's look at king g4 first. King g4, king h4, both the same. Here we play the move h3, forcing him over here, and just rook e4. This results into a very quick mate. So king coming forward is a disaster. Let's have a look what happens if the king goes back to g6. Right, this is what happened in the game. Now we play the move. There's only one move. You have to be very precise. You have to play the move rook to f6. It's a double check. You can see it's a bishop cutting off the h7 square and the rook giving a check. Now why is this necessary? Why is this the only move? Because after king g5 you need to play the move rook to g6 check, and pushing him further, further inside our position in our territory. King h4, now comes the move rook e4 check. Well, his only logical move, is to play knight f4. Just capture, and after king h5, here's a very simple and beautiful way to finish off the game. In the middle of an attack, you play the cool move, pawn to g3. This kind of moves, quiet moves, are the most impressive, as Thala said, and they're also the most difficult to find, because in the middle of the attack, you have sacrificed your queen. You just want to give a check, and mate, right? But these are the kind of moves, silent moves, quiet moves, that are most difficult to find. And it doesn't really matter what he plays here. There is no possible way to stop the mate with rook h4. Let's say here we just have this beautiful mate with rook h4. So what a king hunt. And moves like queen h5, I'll just leave this on the board. Moves like queen h5, this guy always comes up with such kind of thunderbolts. They're just out of the blue, they just appear from nowhere, and that's the speciality of the combinations of Alexander Alekhine. There is to be this shock element, which also is present in other players games, obviously, like Kasparov or Fischer or Tal. But in the games of Alexander, you see that more often being the case. So hope you enjoyed this excellent chess classic. Thank you for watching, and until next time, see you guys.